Let's explore Zoho Projects. Zoho Projects is used for managing projects, yes, any type of projects really, and it could even be used by your administrative assistant to kind of keep track of things for you. If you have Zoho One, you can go there from your Zoho One dashboard. You can also type in projects.zoho.com once you have logged into Zoho. Upon logging in, you've got your home screen. That home screen will give you just a few statistics and just a summary of what you have going on inside of your system, your tasks, issues, and so on. You can turn these on or off by toggling these buttons. You can't create any custom widgets necessarily, but you can turn these on or off. The feed just keeps track of things that activities that's happening in the system, but you can also use this to message, like an internal messaging for your team. And you could write messages there and it would ping them and let them know that you've left a message for them. So it's got some other features you can kind of play around with, a report section as well, where you can go through and check out the different types of reports that are readily available. Of course, if you're using Zoho One and you need custom reports, you can use Zoho Analytics. You would simply set up your data source in Zoho Analytics to push the data from projects to Zoho Analytics. You've got your calendar where you can create events, and then you have the project section. So this is where you would hang out most of the time. You would have each project listed, right? You can do different views. If you need to create templates for your projects, just remember those are in a special place here in this drop down. They are not in the back end in the settings. Hopefully that could change in the future, but right now this is how you access it. So if you're having trouble finding the project templates, this is where they are. Each project will have a layout that it uses for tasks, so you can have multiple if you need to. But you would have your task list and then the tasks under that list. You could also turn on or use the milestones, which it would have the task list and then like a little arrow of some sort, and then it'll have the milestone. Just depends on how you want to set up your projects. If you needed to create a new task list, you could do this. And there we go. And then you can add task under that task list, just like that. When you click on it, you can add more details, select an owner, start and due date, and so on. And whatever special fields that you've added into your layout, you would see those here. And you would list out all of your, oh, I didn't save that. You would list out all of your tasks inside of, here we go, click add. There we go. So each one would be listed underneath the task list. You can move these around if you need to. You can see that option here, just in case you're wondering. There are blueprints that you can create in here, and those get a little complex. Maybe we'll have some type of training that would show you how to do that. But for the most part, if you just understand the concept of task list and tasks, that's pretty much all you need in order to use this. And then of course you can control which fields you see here by clicking on this little icon, and you can move them and you can turn them on or off. So customize this. When you do customize this, it's for you only. It is not for everyone on your team. So each person can customize theirs. You've got your reports here. We saw that before. There's a document section if you need it. Usually, if you're using Zoho One, you would use Zoho WorkDrive for everything. But if you need it, there's a repository you could use for documents. And then these are the milestones. So you can create a milestone. I'm going to add that in. Then when I go back, well, actually, when I add a new task, let's see, I can choose a task list. So when I create a new task list, I can choose the milestone. So let me show you how that would look, just like this. So you've got the task list and then the milestone, and then you can add tasks just like you would do with just a task list. Timesheets, these are really handy because if your team need to track how much time they're spending on tasks, you can do that. So let's say I have assigned myself to this. Once I do that, a little icon appears that looks like a clock. It is not there when no one is assigned. Okay, it went away. You can see it's gone. I go back. I add myself. Now I can see it. Only those who are selected as owners will see that. Well, when you click on it, it starts the timer. You work on the task. When you're done, you stop or you can pause. Once you do that, it will log the time down here. So we're going to let that run for a moment and we'll come back and look at the log after it's done. And then, of course, once you look at the I'm going to open another tab here. Once you look at the timesheet, you would see how much time you spent on each of those tasks. So I'm going to go back to this project, click on timesheet, and you can see a timer is running right now. This right here will allow you to switch between day, week, month, and choose the range if you'd like. And you can, use these other filters and things like that in order to see what you need. But it will keep track of everything that you are doing when you use the timer. If you need to be able to create invoices and expenses, and then there's an issue section. This issue section is pretty cool because it's just like creating tasks, but it's for issues. So if anyone is having any issues, you could track those. It looks pretty similar to a task. It has all of the same other options, right? Where you can log time against it, you can record a resolution here, and then you can have tasks associated with that issue. And then when I go to that dashboard, actually here, I would be able to see my issues. So there we go. Issue number 1 is right there. And then we've got some other issues down here. All right, so we're going to stop our timer here. And then you can make changes if you need to, but most of the time you can just click update, and then it's going to add or log or show your log time here under log hours. So you click there and you can make changes if you need to after you have logged it. You would just have to make sure that whatever you have in your note does match the time if you've changed the time. So yeah, projects is useful for tracking anything and everything. If you need to organize your tabs, you can turn a lot of these off if you don't need them. Turn on the ones that are not currently on. You can select that same list of tabs for all of your projects. Just depends on what you need. And then of course you've got the back end where you could go into more detail on settings and things that you can do to customize it for your team. So anything from colors, this is for you actually. These are personal settings, but you can change your colors and the way what your landing page is and all of that. But you can change the layouts of your projects and or tasks and issues. So if you need to make changes on those as well. Overall, I absolutely love Zoho Projects. It is what we use every single day. It is what helps us to keep track of everything that we do for our clients. If you have questions, don't be afraid to drop them in the comments. If I can answer, I will. We also have a community that you can join if you would like to be more interactive with me and others who are, Zoholics. But I would love to see you there. So if you haven't already, make sure you visit learn.successfulsolutions.com for any other free trainings, and then I'll have some new trainings coming up soon as well. All right, until next time.